So, before we start, a small disclaimer. Everything that I'm about to show you now is publicly accessible information and would be protected under fair use. Let's go! I haven't posted a video in about 2 weeks, which in internet time is practically an eternity. On the bright side, I have a lot of topics to choose from, because how much stupid can happen in that amount of time? The answer is a lot. For example, I can talk about Sony and Naughty Dog's abuse of the YouTube copyright system over The Last of Us 2 leaks. Or we can talk about how feminists are body shaming Adele for actually losing weight because apparently being healthy is bad. We can also talk about how this cosplay of Starfire, who's a comic book character that looks like this in the source material and like this in the TV show, is somehow racist. We can also talk about the famous nip slip in the latest example of Twitch moderator hypocrisy, but somehow something even more absurd and ridiculous managed to happen. Introducing the Twitch Safety Advisory Council. How can this possibly go wrong? Let's see. Keeping our community safe and healthy is a top priority for Twitch. Right. So these guys are going to be drafting new policies and policy updates, developing products and features to improve safety and moderation, promoting healthy streaming and work-life balance habits, protecting the interests of marginalized groups, here we go, identifying emerging trends that could impact the Twitch experience. Right, this doesn't sound authoritarian at all. And they introduced the council members, one of which is ferociously Steph. The notable thing about Steph is that she was one of the first transgender streamers to ever be partnered on Twitch, and the first to bring a transgender pride flag emote to the platform. What does it matter? We're all people in the end, right? Anyway, this is one of the people who will be drafting policies at Twitch as part of this new council. And some interesting clips emerged about her thoughts on voice chat.
Voice chat is a competitive advantage. Not using voice chat is a competitive disadvantage. If you use voice chat, you're revealing your linguistic profile, your voice, which can open you up to being harassed or considered less of a good player, because there are systemic issues with our society and how people treat non-standard voices.
Linguistic profile? Sounds like someone's a tad self-conscious.
I said a lot of people with cis white male sounding voices are here telling me that voice chat isn't a problem, and that is a fact.
Hold it. So she has a problem with the way people are treated based on the way they sound, but generalizes people based on the way they sound. Double standards much? And cis white male voices? Isn't that, I don't know, sexist and racist?
Y'all have voices that aren't marginalized.
How does she know? How does she know these voices aren't marginalized? Isn't that an assumption on her part?
Coming in and saying, just mute. It's not an issue. Everyone faces harassment. I've heard it all. You're just repeating my several, like a year ago. I've been through this all.
Oh, how traumatizing it must have been when someone said you can mute your chat. But let's hear why voice chat is a bad thing.
The only way to have a level playing field at the highest level of play is to have is to not have voice chat, to not have people give up their linguistic profiles. I mean, and maybe you think, you know, if you are a competitive gamer, which a lot of people have been like, Steph, you clearly know nothing about competitive play. Well, competition, by the way, y'all, competition requires you to get every advantage possible. To become the top 0.01% in any video game, you have to squeeze every amount of advantage you can possibly get. Voice chat is unfair. Period.
Get out!
Oh, that was so stupid that it actually physically hurt me. Let me see if I can follow some thought pattern here. You need every competitive advantage, but voice chat is unfair. fair because you're so self-conscious about your own voice that you don't want to talk and you think someone might make fun of you? Is that it?
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.
Anyway, if you're playing on such a high level, you usually play with people you know. And what about people with dyslexia? Oh, right, her partner told them to, well, see for yourself. So apparently this person, Lizen La Vida, who is a Twitch ambassador by the way, also shares the idea that voice chat in games puts marginalized communities at a disadvantage, was asked about dyslexic people, and her response was this. Oh, and by the way, apparently she lied about her accomplishments, about being in second place. But that's not important right now. But that response is pretty interesting, because it dismisses everyone who has dyslexia. Kinda sounds like something that a shitty person might say. Remember that one for later. Now there's another clip going around that I'm going to show you, but before I do I have to warn you that what you're about to see ranges from cringe-inducing to downright disturbing.
Start and come back to here maybe. Nice and soft. Round to the back of the head. Maybe down a little bit. What's nice about forest creatures is that they'll sort of give you feedback on your scritches. And they're pretty sensitive to scritches. So scritches in different areas get different reactions from
That's it, I'm calling it. Enough of this clip. I can't take any more of this, and I don't feel comfortable subjecting you to any more of it either. I shared this clip with a few people, and the reactions were anything between "this is absolute cringe" to "what the fuck did I just see?" Apparently, Steph thinks of herself as a trans deer. That's right, the animal. A deer.
Please disperse! Nothing to see here!
Again, this is someone who is drafting policies at Twitch. But let's get back to Steph. Surely given her new position at Twitch, she's going to stand up for gamers, right?
No, I'm just not cool with white supremacy, y'all. It's really not that. I think a lot of you gamers are actually white supremacists. Sorry. Just a fact of how I feel.
A fact about how she feels. So basically an opinion. An opinion that says a lot of gamers are white supremacists. And this is someone who's going to be drafting policies at Twitch. This just keeps getting better and better. Asmongold, who is a World of Warcraft streamer with 1,388,000 followers on the platform, had something to say.
After I looked at all the clips and everything that I saw that this is a person. They think that they're a deer. This is a person that Twitch decided to elevate to be a decision maker on the rest of our fates. This is the Emperor's new clothes. And nobody wants to say it. So you can't even talk about something, a decision that they made, and even slightly criticize it because you're afraid of getting banned. It's ridiculous. And at the same time, this person can say negative things about white people, and it's fine. If I said that about black people or about trans people, I would be banned. I would be gone off the platform. But they do it, and it's completely okay, and Twitch accepts it. It's the Emperor's new clothes, and everybody is afraid to say what's fucking obvious. That's all there is to it. It's wrong. If you had replaced that, what she said, with any other group of people, if me, XQC, Soda, Summit, Lyric, any other streamer had said that, we would have been off the platform in a fucking second.
He's right. Anybody else who doesn't fall under a protected class would have been instantly removed without a second's hesitation or a second thought. But for some reason, Steph here can say these things, no problem. Well, taking into account Steph's desire to remove voice chat from gaming and her, let's say, controversial take on gamers, this won't turn into some kind of power trip, will it?
But I'm hanging in there, and I'm not going anywhere. I have power. They can't take it away from me. And honestly, you know, there are some people that should be afraid of me, and that they are.
No one should be afraid of you, and no one is afraid of you. You couldn't take down wet tissue paper on a rainy day.
Because I represent moderation and diversity, and I'm gonna come for hurtful, harmful people. If you're a really shitty person, I'm gonna stand up against you. Period. And Twitch is endorsing me to do that, so.
Oh no! Whoa, no.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
So I assume you'll be defending the marginalized dyslexic gamers who may actually need voice chat from shitty people like this? And that slightly psychotic look really takes the cake. Should we start hailing you now or after your coronation? And the whole thing hasn't even started yet. But wait, it gets even cringier.
And you can't get rid of me. Twitch is endorsing me, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I'm just gonna dance to your sad tears. I'm just gonna drink your tears.
You know, this is like one of those office situations where the manager goes out, points to a random person and says, "You're in charge until I get back," and that person immediately starts behaving like they're an absolute dictator and they own the place. So let's sum this whole thing up. Twitch has established a safety advisory council, put this transgender YouTuber on it, and before the whole thing has even started, this person is going on an absolute power trip, gloating, dancing around, and behaving like they're the absolute authority.
So in my spare time, I go out to my yard. In my spare time, I go out to my yard and I prance around, and I eat grass, and I just munch it because it helps me feel like in tune with my dear self.
I wasn't joking about the deer part. Remember when Twitch used to be about gaming? Yeah. Well, now it's a platform about people having deergasms online. I never thought I'd actually say a word like deergasm out loud, and yet, here we are. Thanks, Twitch. A little side note, as I'm editing this video, I got a huge list of music playing in the background, and Twisted Sister just came up. And I can just picture Dee Snider in full drag watching these clips and going, what the f-? You can pretty much safely bet the farm at this point that this person is going to be abusing the power they were given and inject a personal agenda into pretty much everything. But you want to know the best part? Twitch have gone so far beyond shooting themselves in the foot with this one. Because they can't actually remove this person. Not really. Without being called, every buzzword in the book. So there you go, Twitch. You made your bed. Now sleep in it. And by the way, this is a perfect example of what happens when you give progressive ideologues just a little bit of power. And why you should keep them away from your business at all costs. Anyway, let me know what you think about this disaster down in the comments. I'll see you around.